Git and GitHub for Salesforce developers. The workflow almost nobody sets up correctly the first time. Here's the big idea before anything else. Salesforce doesn't ship an opinion on version control, so most teams borrow one from web development. Main branch, feature branches, done. That doesn't work because you don't have one environment. You have a chain of them. Production, UAT, maybe a full sandbox, developer sandboxes or scratch orgs underneath. Your branches need to mirror that chain, not ignore it. So here's the structure that actually holds up. Main tracks whatever's live in production right now, always deployable. A UAT branch tracks your UAT sandbox, one step behind production. And feature branches, short-lived, cut from main, one per ticket. A feature branch merges into UAT first, through a pull request. Once it's validated there, that same change gets promoted from UAT into main. 2 pull requests per feature, not 1. It feels like overhead the first few times. It stops feeling that way the first time it catches a conflict between features that looked fine in isolation. Now, the gitignore. A Salesforce DX project generates local noise that has no business in your repository. .sfdx, .sf, .localDevServer, .scode, any log files. That's the CLI's local state and your auth tokens. None of it belongs in version control. Here's the mistake people make constantly. Force app is your actual metadata. That gets committed in full, always. .forceignore is a completely different file. It controls what the CLI pushes and retrieves, not what Git tracks. Confusing the two either leaks local auth tokens into your repo or empties your repo by accident. Now, connecting a scratch org to a branch. There's no built-in binding here. Salesforce doesn't track that relationship for you. It's procedural discipline. Step 1, check out the feature branch. Step 2, create the scratch org from that checked out state with an alias that matches the branch name. Step 3, every deploy you run for the rest of that feature pushes from this same branch into this same org. Here's what that looks like. Git checkout -b feature / loyalty flow. Then sf org create scratch -f your definition file -a loyalty flow set default. Name the org alias after the branch, not scratch 1 or scratch 2. When you've got 3 or 4 features in flight and run sf org list, you want it obvious which org belongs to which piece of work. Now let's talk pull requests. Direct pushes to main or UAT shouldn't even be possible. That's a branch protection setting in GitHub, not something people are expected to just remember. Every change goes through a PR, feature branch pushed, PR opened against UAT, CI runs tests against a fresh scratch org. At least one reviewer actually reads the metadata diff, then merge. Now, the part that scares people off, metadata merge conflicts. Let's start with package.xml. These are almost always duplicate or missing members entries. 2 branches both added a field, and Git can't know both should survive. Resolve it by hand. Keep every member either branch added. Remove exact duplicates. Resort alphabetically. Tedious, not difficult. Flow and profile conflicts are the genuinely hard ones. Large, deeply nested XML that isn't built to be merged by a human. 2 people editing the same flow in parallel is the single most common source of a conflict nobody wants to touch. When it's a small conflict, resolve it directly in the XML. When both sides restructured logic, it's usually faster to retrieve the flow fresh from an org where both changes are already validated together and rebuild the merge from there instead of fighting the diff. Now let's wire this into GitHub Actions. Every pull request triggers a workflow. Authenticate to the Dev Hub, create a fresh scratch org, deploy the source from this exact PR, run the Apex tests, delete the org. Every time, win or lose. This is the payoff of everything before it. The branching model gives CI something real to test against. CI gives the branching model teeth. Without both together, you either have clean branches nobody actually tests, or tests running against an org that doesn't match the PR. None of this is exotic. Branches that mirror real environments, a clean gitignore, scratch orgs created deliberately, PRs as the only path to merge, and an actual plan for metadata conflicts. Get that in place, and Git stops being paperwork bolted onto Salesforce development. Full written breakdown is on realsyllabus.com.